Hi everyone. My name is Sara Holm, and I will present to you today one of our current projects, which is our new DogRisk and CatRisk questionnaires. So I will talk about the DogRisk, and then Pia will talk about the CatRisk. So these are international diet, health, and lifestyle questionnaires, and we had this previous version of these questionnaires, which were in Finnish, and we call them the food frequency questionnaires. And this is now then a kind of new and improved version of these. So it will be a validated and very detailed questionnaire that will be about the dog's diet, health, and lifestyle. And we will collect longitudinal data across the whole lifespan of the dog. So, and it will be, we have constructed it in a program called RedCap, which is a really good program, and it's web-based and really modern, so it has been really nice to work with. So why did we want to make this new version? So first of all, the old one was in Finnish, so it was only available in Finland, and it was quite outdated and did not work on smartphones. So the new questionnaire will be in English, and it will be available internationally, so we will get a nice big population size. And as I mentioned, we will use a more modern program to make it. This time we also want to collect better data to get more information, for example, about updates in the food market and new feeding trends, and also about the maternal and puppy diets. We will also have more questions about environmental and background factors to get more covariates for the statistical analysis. So we will get like a broader picture of like the whole situation. And we're also planning to have the owners fill this out several times during the dog's life, and this will minimize memory bias. So we will try to send it out to them several times during the dog's life to follow up like what happens. So we will be looking at each life stage, so newborn, puppy, adolescent, adult, and senior. And we will also have questions about the dog's mother and time spent with the breeder. So in other words, this will be a very large study with thousands of questions, and our goal is to get a comprehensive look at the dog's life and the associations between diet, disease, and lifestyle. So, I will show you a bit about the different sections that we will be asking. So in the background and general health section, we will be asking about things such as the dog's weight and body condition, teeth and gums, skin and coat, digestive health, and also about vaccinations and deworming, and also about the dog's living conditions and environment and activity and use. So here you can see some examples of the questions that we will have. And yeah, we will also use like as much as we can these validated scales, for example, for the body condition score and also for the fecal scoring and things like that. So in the diet section, that will be like the most extensive section, since that's the thing we're interested in. So we will have really detailed questions to get the best data. So we will ask first about the main diet type and also about specific food items. So this will include animal products, both cooked and raw, veggies, fruits, berries, grains, and cereal products and dairy products. And we will also ask about treats and supplements. And for all these things, we will ask for both the frequency and the amount. And here we have some questions, some examples from this section. And then the disease section, we will ask about almost 500 diseases from the categories that you see here in the list. And to the right, you can see how we will ask about this. So first we ask, like, for each section, if the dog had, for example, a skin disease, then they can select the disease in a list. And then we are asking if it's been diagnosed by a vet, and they can also upload the medical records if they have them. And then we will also have questions about if the diet has affected the disease in any way, and if so, what the dog was eating before and after the change. So the end goal with this questionnaire is really to publish cross-sectional epidemiological studies similar to those that we have published from the old questionnaire, such as these examples you see here. And we want to really empower the dog owners to have an impact on their dog's health, and also show with this research that it's possible to prevent chronic diseases with an appropriate diet and lifestyle. Yes, Pia.
Okay. So thank you, Sarah, for your presentation. Good morning, everybody. And thank you, Anna, for your kind presentation. I am pleased that I was asked to tell you about something really new that we are working on. My name is Siljanmäki, and my background is in biotechnology and biochemistry, more specifically bacterial proteomics, mass spectrometry, and bioinformatics. During my PhD, I studied the proteomics of a zoonotic bacterium, Staphylococcus epidermidis. My path to the DogRisk research group has been closely tied to the fact that I have an official pain alert dog myself. You just heard from Sarah about our big and beautiful DogRisk survey. But for years, people have been asking Anna, do we have something similar for cats? Now, I am happy to tell you that we are developing a survey for cats. It is largely based on the DogRisk, but of course, it takes into account the specific characteristics of the cat. So, it's my pleasure to present you the brand new CatRisk 1.0 survey. To avoid overlapping with the DogRisk part of this joint presentation, I will focus on just a couple of essential things. The CatRisk survey is a massive set of questions. I would call it a library of questions. This survey can be utilized in various epidemiological studies, and the collected data from these studies can be used to formulate hypotheses, which in turn can significantly aid in designing new clinical studies. And as the survey is so extensive, you can also use just some parts of it that are relevant for your study and or your focus. This survey can be, in brief, be divided to 3 central units, although these overlap quite a lot. The first part consists of general background questions about the cats at the different stages of its life. These questions include, for example, the cat's living conditions, grooming habits, the time it lived with the breeder, the activity level of the cat, and the owner's view of the overall well-being of the cat's health. The second part is diet, one of our primary focuses. CatRisk covers questions such as the amount, form, and type of food, eating and drinking habits, as well as, for example, so-called self-selected eating, which means the things that the cat eats by its own choice, such as, for example, rodents, insects, clay, etc. We aim to keep in mind 2 central aspects throughout these diet questions. First, how processed the served food is. What has been done to it before it ends in the feeding bowl? And secondly, how large a part of the diet consists of balanced, also called complete, food, and how large a part is complementary food that requires additional ingredients. At this stage, our working description for the balanced or complete food or diet is that it gives the cat all the nutrition that are optimal for the cat's health and well-being as far that is known. As my background is deep in biotechnology, I am really happy to work with this project with Ida Lindqvist, who is a cat nutritionist. So if you want to ask something specific about cat's food, you can always ask Ida. Part 3 is about diseases. The link between cats' diet and its health is at the heart of this survey. The list of disease categories is pretty similar than in the DogRisk, but the specific diseases under each category are adjusted to cats' health problems. For example, under cancers, there is approximately 80 most common cancers that the cats encounter. And there's always an empty box in case you want to write a diagnosis that doesn't appear on our list. The diseases category includes such questions as the time or age of the diagnosis, whether the disease was treated or is it recurrent, what kind of treatments or medications have been used, and whether there have been modifications in the cat's diet due to the disease, and so on. Despite the shortness of this presentation, here is still a summary of the central points. First, the CatRisk survey is divided into 3 main areas: general background, diet, and diseases. Second, the extensive set of questions can be modified for several studies with different focuses. And the third one, the hypothesis derived from epidemiological studies can serve as a basis for further clinical studies. And now, I want to thank for their cooperation and support in this project Research Council of Finland, Real Pet Food Company, People and Animals' Well-being at Work and in Society, as well as the people who are working with this project: Anna, Ida, Sini, and Sarah. Thank you for your attention.